Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to continue our NFL predictions with the Buffalo Bills. And I'm starting to feel a little bad for this team. Because I feel like every year, I feel like they're going to the Super Bowl. They have Super Bowl expectations. And it looks like they're going to get there. Only a brick wall can stop this team. Its name is the Kansas City Chiefs. And sure, they beat them in the regular season the last 4 times. But they just cannot beat them when it counts. And their window, and I'm starting to see that window for them starting to close a bit. But they did get an MVP season for Josh Allen, which I think he deserved. But it was also pretty hotly contested with Lamar Jackson. But this is not the Ravens video. But the Bills, they need to go to the Super Bowl. Just go. I don't care if they win or lose. They just need to go to keep that window open because it's starting to close faster than you think. And looking at their schedule, they went 13-4, which was the second best in the AFC behind the Kansas City Chiefs. They were the only team to one of just two teams to legitimately beat the Kansas City Chiefs. No, I'm not counting that Bronco game. The Chiefs basically played the C team and got shut out, so I'm not counting that. But for the Bills, they did get off to a small rough patch, losing to the Ravens, which they got destroyed in. And then coaching cost them the Texans game. Week 14, they just got out. Matthew Stafford just got hot that game. And then week 18 against the Patriots, they played the B team in the second half. So Bills after that. So basically after that Texans game. Okay, Buffalo, let's take a look at your schedule. And boom, you're starting off with the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football, a rematch of the AFC divisional round matchup. And with this being the final home opener in the which I still call Ralph Wilson Stadium, I think that environment is going to be very, very tough to overcome. I'm going with the Bills for that one. Week 2 against the Jets. I think this is probably going to be one of the few early season losses that they're going to have. I'm going to go ahead and take the Jets to take the win at home. In their next 2 games, I got them winning over the Dolphins on Thursday night, beating the Saints because pretty much I think everyone else is going to do that. And that takes us to week 5 against the Patriots. So far, the AFC East is playing a lot of their divisional games within the first 6 weeks. But I am going to go ahead and give them a win here. That is another game that's on Sunday night for some reason. Against the Falcons, that's a Monday night game. Which means with the Falcons coming off a bye week at that, I am very torn on giving them the win here. And after this game, the Bills will be the team coming off the bye. And this might be one of the toughest games for me to predict. Give me the Falcons. I think the Falcons stun them because of that bye week factor, which the Bills will be coming off a bye week, will be going on a bye week of their own. Against the Panthers, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a win there. Even though I think that game is gonna be very, very close. And that sets up week 9. The Tony Romo Bowl, I like to call it. Mahomes versus Allen. And I think this time Mahomes is going to get them in the regular season. Because I feel like the Bills are tired of beating the Chiefs in the regular season. They just want to beat them in the postseason one time. Just for once. They just want to beat them. But I think they probably will go ahead and lose to this one. But they'll bounce back against the Dolphins. I have them with the season sweep. Against the Buccaneers, I think that one's going to be very, very close. Hotly contested. Because I think the Bucs are going to be one of the underrated teams this year. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bills in that. Against the Texans, I'm going to go ahead and take the Bills on the road for that one. That's going to be a Thursday night game. And that will revenge whatever they did last time. Week 13 against the Steelers, I'm not high on Pittsburgh. Even with Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to give them another road win there. But against the Cincinnati Bengals, but they'll be coming off a mini bye, I'm going to go with the Bengals to get the road win here. In the last 4 games on the schedule, I'm taking the Bills on the road. I'm gonna take for the next two games. I'm giving the Bills a lot of road wins. And you wanna know what's crazy? I'm gonna go ahead and have them getting swept by the Jets because at this, you know what? Let me change that. Let me go ahead and give them a win over the Jets, only for tiebreaker reasons. Because if I remember, I had the Chiefs going 12-5. If I give them the Jets loss, they'll be at 12-5. But since the Chiefs got head to head, I feel like the Bills need to be the number. If they want to go to the Super Bowl, they're going to need to be the number one seed.